Wayne Minsig's just screaming, "Don't drop the flag!" Okay, here's another re-ride story. First year I made the National Finals Rodeo, 2002. Didn't think I was ever going to be a professional rodeo cowboy. It was something I never thought I could even attain to. But I just loved to bulldog, and I've worked, and I just bulldogged a lot because I liked to bulldog. And, they would tell me to quit bulldogging because it was time to go home. And anyway, ended up making the National Finals Rodeo, little farm kid from southeast Colorado. And I amateur rodeoed around there and circuit rodeoed, and won enough that year to make the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, Nevada. So you always hear all the hoopla, the grand entry. And, first year you don't know what's going on. And so I had the most money won of any of the Colorado contestants that qualified. So you get to carry the flag, and that's how they pick who carries a flag. And so there's a big grand entry practice at the National Finals Rodeo, and there's a lot of re-ride stories I can tell you about the practice of the grand entry. But basically, you probably go about 7 or 8 times, or no, 5 or 6. It just depends on how good we nail it. But they're pretty critical of how good we do it because it's a production and we want to entertain the fans at the end of the day. So you practice, before the National Finals, there's a big practice day. And then these horses kind of get, excited about knowing what to do, and like you have to go in there pretty fast, and then your horse has to remain calm and stay in the perfect position, and then you have to run out, because when you run up that mode, if you start slowing down, then everybody will start backing up in the arena, and it'll look bad for production. So you practice. Anyway, you're not going to ride a bulldogging horse, because they got to mind their manners. And so come to find out, most people get a good old gentle horse, or get a stock contractor horse. Some of the flag horses they bring there for production, and a lot of guys ride those. And the first year I didn't know. Well, the old boy he's just a cowboy, Mike Jones from Medicine Lodge, Kansas. He come up there to Hayes for me, and he's like, "I'm gonna bring old Cowboy's a 4-year-old for you to ride in grand entry." I said, "Whatever you think. I don't know what we're doing. I trust whatever. I don't, And it's a nice tall horse, 4 years old now. And so Cowboy and I, we've practiced the grand entry. We practice it with everybody else, and we're trying to act like we fit in around there. And of course, I'm feeling like I don't deserve to be there, but I'm glad I'm there. And so we get through practice all right. We're doing pretty good. So the first performance of the National Finals Rodeo, we go through there carrying the Colorado flag, and I'm just proud as punch, and I can't wait to see my folks, and wave at them. And my wife, just got married that year, and I think I am pretty cool. So we go around the circle, and we sit there in line, and you got to wait, and then everybody tips their hat, and waves the crowd, and then everybody turns and they take off up the ramp. So if you don't go fast, you kind of pile up. And so I'm trying to remember all the practice, and so when I turn, there's this barrel racer I can't remember who it was, but it's right there in front of me, and old Cowboy starts knowing the game plan, because we practiced 7 or 8 times, and so when he turns, he knows he needs to haul some ass, and so when he turns, he's trying to take off, and I'm like, well, we're going to run over the barrel racer. So old Cowboy just stands up on his back 2 feet and just rears up. And all I remember, because when I was amateur rodeo and I was kind of helping some on the rodeo crew there, Minsick Brothers had a rodeo company, and they had some bucking horses. Put on some amateur rodeos around there in Colorado. Well, Wayne Minsick, when I was picking up one time, he had an old horse called Uncle Henry. He was a bucking horse that we turned into a pickup horse. And I would always go out there in the rodeo, when I was picking up, and I was hold the the American flag. And sometimes Uncle Henry would bust in too. And all I could remember was back in Rocky Ford, Colorado at the rodeo, Wayne Minsig's just screaming, "Don't drop the flag!" So when Cowboy was rearing up, running out of the NFR at Las Vegas on 2 feet, all that stuck in my mind was Wayne Minsick yelling at me to don't drop the flag. And in fact, He went all the way out the out gate on 2 feet. If you go back to the 2002 National Finals Rodeo, watch the DVD, look at the credits. When they're rolling the credits, you can see Cowboy on his back feet going out of the NFR. But yeah, that was my first NFR. So that, after the grand entry was over, bulldogging had no pressure. It was easy. I mean, it wasn't easy, but I mean, I didn't have any pressure to bulldog if I just made it through the grand entry.